What's going on, guys? Aaron Goldstein here. And I actually just got back from the gym and I was doing a little bit of work. I've worked about 12 hours a day on a couple of different businesses that I have. This one business I'm working on very quickly getting to about $30,000 a month. I started it about 11 weeks ago and I'm at about 15 grand a month. And I'm just doing all these things. I had to submit for this license. I had to send that in. Just doing a bunch of stuff, running around, trying to grow it and make it happen. And what I want to talk to you guys about today as I'm kind of winding down the evening is I want to talk to you guys about the shooting in Vegas. Some of the other tragedies that have happened this year. Some of the other events that have happened this year. And how that ties back to you. How that ties back to you, your life, and you achieving the things that you want in life. So Facebook is kind of an interesting place because people make statuses based on what they think about. Because when you get on Facebook, it has a thing and it says, well, what's on your mind? You may have seen that if you're on Facebook. And a lot of people openly share what they think about. I'm sure you have seen this to be true. Wouldn't you agree? So on Facebook, when the shooting happened, I'd say about 90% of my friends that I'm friends with were talking about it. And they were talking about it, and it was a big deal, and obviously that's not good. It's never good when someone dies, especially in a mass shooting like that, and especially when it's not their fault, right? If someone eats, junk food their whole life, and then they get a heart attack, they cause themselves to have that, even though a lot of people wouldn't want to think that, but if you're eating 20 Twinkies a day and you got bad cholesterol, it hurts your heart and it doesn't allow your blood to move through and all the stuff inside your body doesn't go right and then you have a heart attack, that's on you. But obviously a shooting is very bad. Even if you die from eating too many Twinkies, that's never good. But a shooting is just not good. What I saw a lot of people do, though, about 90% of my friends were talking about it. And they were talking about it, and they were making all these statuses, and then they were sharing videos, and they were sharing links to news reports that talked about it. And you could see that all their attention for multiple days was completely caught up in the shooting. Where has the world come to? There's so much bad stuff in the world. And it's true that the shooting wasn't good, but it's like they had nothing else to do, so all they did was focus fully on it. If we go back a few weeks, what was happening a few weeks? A gazillion hurricanes were coming. Hurricane Harvey and this hurricane and that hurricane, right? And then you saw a lot of my friends on Facebook, they were talking about this. It's all they were talking about. All they were focusing on it. They're sharing videos of this, and these many people died, and these many people got injured. And then if you go back a little bit further, I'm sure there was some shit before that. There was the Ebola thing, and then there was the president thing. And some people liked President Trump, some people hated President Trump. And people out there protesting, trying to make it so President Trump couldn't become president. Not quite sure how that works, but, that's what they did. And, hey, we live in a free country, so it's totally fine. And if you want a peaceful protest, I think that's great. I think it's good that the people have control and that are in control. But what I want to talk to you about is, what are you focusing on? See, because where everyone was always talking about and focusing on all these current life events, there is me and a handful of other people that I noticed weren't talking about it. Because they weren't focused on it. Because they were too busy focused on building their dreams and building their life. I got a buddy of mine I'm friends with on Facebook who a couple years ago I paid him $1,000 to go learn from him and to have him mentor me for a day. Flew out to him, mentored me for a day. He was making about $2 million a year. Now he makes about $1 million a month. He was not talking about that stuff. He was not focusing on that stuff. All he's talking about is his business. He's doing this with his business. And he just recently bought a house that I'm sure it's about $8 million. Big pool, all the fancy tile, all this stuff. He's already has a Ferrari. He's got multiple garages. Probably going to get some more cars. All sorts of stuff he's got going on. The question is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on all the negative stuff that's happening in the news right now? Or do you have an awareness of that going on, but you're focused on yourself? You're focused on grinding. You're focused on building yourself. Guys, at the end of the year and at the end of my life, I want to look back and I want to say I accomplished all my goals. And I did that by focusing on it. I'm aware, guys, that there's stuff happens that's not good that's out there. And let's be honest, guys, as you're watching this video right now, I want you to think about something. There are things happening right now that you might not even be aware of that are bad. There's probably, right now as you're watching this video, somebody getting raped for the first time. There's someone that's going to step into a car that's going to be in a car accident and they're going to die. Someone who's going to wake up, multiple people are going to wake up and it's going to be their last day. There's going to be lots of people that wake up today who are going to discover that their significant other that they love is cheating on them. That their husband or wife is cheating on them and they have to get a divorce. But at the same time, there's a lot of good things that are happening. There's someone that has made the decision today to start a business that will change their life forever and get them out of the rat race. There is someone today that has been unhealthy their entire life. They're sick and tired of it, and they're going to make a decision today to start eating healthy, start working out. They're going to lose all their fat, and they're going to be healthier and feel better than they've ever been. There's going to be someone today that's going to ask the person they've had their eye on out, and they're going to fall in love and get married and live forever. Someone today, for the very first time, is going to pick up a self-improvement book, which will change their life. They'll realize there's this thing called self-improvement. They'll dive deep into self-improvement books, seminars, and CDs, and every area of their life, from externally to internally to spiritually, will be elevated in every single way. The question is, what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on all the bullshit that's happening out there? All the crap, all the bad things? Are you focused on yourself, and are you focused on all the good things, on all the opportunities? Statistically speaking, it's safer now than any other time in history. You go back, just a few hundred years. You go back, 500 years or 1,000 years. I mean, people could break into your home. They could kill you. People had duels. You guys know that? One of the presidents, I want to say Andrew Jackson, one of the presidents, I forget his name, he got an argument with someone, so he went outside and they had a duel and they shot each other, and the president killed the other person. Okay, that was common back then. I mean, imagine if a news reporter argued with Donald Trump and Donald Trump went outside and shot him. It'd be a different story. Back then, people, dying all over. It was common for people to die, or a lot more people were dying. You go back past about 300-400 years. Wherever you were born, you were stuck. If you were a farmer, you were stuck a farmer. You couldn't move up and be an aristocrat or a king. If you were a baker, you were stuck a baker. You couldn't open up your own business or decide to do anything. That's where you were stuck in. Now, guys, we have the opportunity to do everything. So the question I want to ask you guys is, as you're going throughout the day, what are you focusing on? Because what you focus on is what manifests into your life. Are you focusing on the bullshit, the junk, and the BS that's happening in the world? Or are you focusing on you, making you a better person, reaching your financial goals and any other goals you have? You, my friend, are the only person that can answer that question.